Honestly though, making that dough stick to that pan just to like, and then it's because it's oiled, because you have to put oil on the bottom, so it doesn't, it's just like won't go, and then flour ends up everywhere. Hey guys, it's me, Becca, and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for the recipe that we will be making today. It is my all-time favorite pizza, the Margherita Pizza. There is like no pizza that makes me happier than the Margherita, just because I love the basil and how fresh and simple yet delicious it really is. It's my all-time favorite, and the Margherita Pizza can be very pricey. It's about like $15 for a medium one at my local pizzeria. So I was trying to think to myself, I know that they have like the dough, the fresh made one at the grocery store. Maybe I can make my very own Margherita Pizza at home, and it'll be cost effective and delicious, and I can eat the whole thing and be super happy. So I figured I'd take you guys along on the journey, and we'll see if we can make a delicious Margherita Pizza at home. Okay guys, for this recipe you will need a pizza pan, salt, pepper, olive oil, fresh mozzarella, a tomato, garlic, all-purpose flour, pizza dough. I went ahead and got mine from the deli section at my store, and it has been sitting out for a while, so it's nice and big and fluffy, and basil. Okay, our first step is to cut up and mice some garlic. Okay, now you want to put about half a cup of olive oil with the garlic. You want that marinate for a while, and then you want to add just a bit of salt to taste, and you want to taste the salt, make sure it's exactly what you like it. Next, we're going to cut our tomatoes and our cheese. Okay, and now we're going to thinly slice our tomato. Okay, and then we're going to put our sliced tomato inside the garlic and oil mixture, just so it gives it a nice taste. You want that sit for a while, for at least 10 minutes. Alright, and I'm going to start to cut some really fresh slices of fresh mozzarella cheese. Okay, so on a nice, good, clean surface, you want to spread some all-purpose flour, and then you want to take out your dough. It's important to have that flour on your hands because the dough is sticky. So now that that dough's out, you want to just start pushing it. Okay, so after 20 million years later, I made it fit the mold. I'm just gonna let you guys know right now, that was really hard. It took a lot of getting like a little bit of drops of water on my tip of finger and pushing it together, and a lot of kneading and just making it fit into the plate. And even then, it's really not perfect. But in time, the dough started to take a mold, and with a little bit of patience and a lot of flour, you can start to get it to fit the pan. Now that you've gotten there, I'm going to take my tomatoes out, put them on my plate next to the mozzarella. And then I'm going to, remember with the Margherita Pizza, instead of using sauce, you use the garlic olive oil. I'm going to place that right in the middle. I'm going to make sure to create its crust. So somewhere around here, I'm going to just make myself like an invisible crust. And if you are a person that really doesn't like crust, well then go a little more. Alright, now that that olive oil has been laid down, you're going to want to lay down pieces of mozzarella. Just like tomato right over that. And then some more pieces of mozzarella, and tomato. Remember, mozzarella, when it melts very well. So it will expand. So now that I want to add a little bit of salt, pepper, and then get that last little bit of olive oil and garlic mix. Spread that out. Maybe and a little bit of oil on the crust. And our last step is to get some basil on it. And next, the best way to do basil is to, because there's something that happens when you rip the basil where it just really releases all its flavor. Some people like to chop it. Alright guys, now I'm going to go ahead and put this in a 400-degree oven. I think I'm going to actually up mine to 450. And the best thing about pizza is you kind of have to watch it. So I would say it's going to be anywhere from like 15, maybe 25 minutes. And voila, you should have a pizza. Okay guys, now it's time for the taste test. I must admit it smells absolutely delicious. It is a big slice of pizza, so it doesn't really fold as much, but it looks good. Okay guys, this pizza is super delicious. It has that authentic, like, restaurant-y taste where it has that really garlicky, and the tomato is nice and juicy, and the cheese is completely melted into one nice piece. My crust is a little harder, but I appreciate a tough crust. Overall, this pizza was so delicious, but I have to warn you, I don't know if it's worth making at home. Maybe if you want to have a pizza party and everybody comes over, you make a pizza, then I can excuse it. But on a busy night, I don't know if I'm willing to make the pizza instead of buying it, just because it is a lot of work to get that dough to just sit on the pizza pan. And honestly, it's good, but it's not the same. The professionals definitely do a better job, if I'm being honest. But it is a fun treat, and if you want to make it once just to say you did it, it's a good recipe to have. Honestly though, making that dough stick to that pan just to and then it's because it's oiled, because you have to put oil on the bottom, so it doesn't, it's just won't go, and then flour ends up everywhere. I mean, it was tough. I kind of hated it, but what are you gonna do? You live and you learn. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button, leave any comments below, and as always, see you guys next time.